everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Two Brothers Talk Sports. I'm here tonight with our brothers Chad Pelletier and Jay Wheatley. Guys, you gotta say something?
All right, I'm Chad Pelletier, and we're here for Two Brothers Talk Sports. Even though you're hearing episode 3, a lot of y'all are going to be scratching your head going, well, where the hell's episode 2? Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, we're having a hard time uploading episode 2, and until we get that figured out, the episode 3 will be the second episode that's actually on
I will
YouTube.
do my best to get 2 up tonight.
So we'll try to get up there so you guys can see what we were saying about NFL last week. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this show. And Jay?
I just want to say first and foremost, I hope everybody had a safe and Merry Christmas. Sorry about episode 2 probably not being up to format and everything. If you don't get it, it's just about week 16 here in past. Other than that, I just hope everyone enjoys the show. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. Baseball news, basketball news, NFL playoffs news.
Hockey
so
news,
just sit back. We got it all night. So just sit back and enjoy. And once again, I hope everyone had a safe and Merry Christmas.
All right, guys, and once again, this is your voice behind the camera, their moderator, Heather Pelletier, here to make sure they're on topic, on time, and know when to shut the hell up.
She's the one that keeps us in line, folks.
All right, so we're going to start with what I consider the what the fuck moment of the week. The Rays trade that they made. Jay?
The Blake Snell trade to San Diego Padres, I just don't get it. I don't know. I mean, I understand the Rays. This is your format. This is what you base your team around. You're a major league farm team, in my opinion. You realize the reason why St. Petersburg and Tampa don't want to back you in a $600 million stadium to a $1 billion stadium is because, you know what, we don't want to sit there and be a fucking tax-paying city when we already got the Raymond James, and you're only going to produce a farm system for us. I mean, you get us to the appetizer, but you know what? Us as Tampa fans, we want the main course. Kevin Cash, are you going to be the next Tony Dungy who just gets us to the dinner? Or are you going to be like the John Cooper that not only got us to the appetizer, got us the main course, but also got us the dessert? I'm sorry, Rays. I'm hungry. I would like some dessert. I'm not saying nothing bad about Kevin Cash. I'm not sitting there saying that, this is a bad move by the Rays. Me, personally, though, I don't like it. This was our ace. This was a Cy Young Award winner. And I don't care if it's about the payroll or whatever. Blake Snell was only, contracted to make $5 million.
$11 million.
I thought that was Charlie Morton.
Nope, $11 million.
What the fuck? Charlie Morton was what, 13, 14 then?
Yeah.
I mean, because we had the other... Either way, dumb move by the Rays. I don't like it. And I'm going to let you take over right now because I don't want to say no more because I'm going to... Fuck. Go ahead.
Do you have anything to add to that trade?
This is the thing. Tampa Bay Rays, you're in a league that has no salary cap. So this $60 million cap that you put on yourselves is bullshit. If you can't go out there and spend the money, sell the fucking team. And we got a guy who's sitting right across the bay from you that wants this team, that understands that to get fans to come sit their asses in the stand, you got to put a product on the field that they want to watch. You don't take away key things in your product that brings fans into your stand. You build around it. So what? $60 million. If I could go out there and find somebody who could give me 30 plus home runs this year and spend $15 million, I'm going to be paying $85 million out of my pocket, $25 million more than what I'm talking about. Guess what? To make money, you have to lose money. But that puts people in the stands. It's how you get more more money in your pocket. You don't get more money when you keep getting rid of all your good players.
I would just rather have somebody that's going to get me, 20 wins a season and maybe 210, 220 strikeouts, and pay him only maybe $5-10 million, whatever Blake Snell was supposed to get this year, compared to a batter. Oh yeah, you might have hit 300 average in the American League, but it's surprisingly whenever we get all these hitters that supposedly are these great hitters, they come to the Rays. You can't swing a goddamn broom. My grandmother can swing a broom better than you motherfuckers. It's just amazing how whenever we get these big price hitters,
but unfortunately, the game. See, me and you grew up in the era of baseball when it was fun to watch the pitching duel.
Yeah.
But now the whole millennial phase of baseball.
Sorry, Kyle Wheatley, by the way.
is we want to see home runs. We want to see hits. We want the 50-plus home run hitters a year. We want to see the score 14-12. That's not, to me, that's not baseball.
That's not baseball.
They changed the ball where it goes farther when it hits.
Look at Sammy Sosa against the Rays back in 2003.
They're changing the bats to where when they connect with a ball that's going to... So you got this guy who might hit a home run once in a blue moon. He's going to look like a freaking Jose Canseco because this is what the fans want. So, yeah, why take away a pitcher that can help you win the game and people like this person? You did the same thing 2 years ago when you got rid of Kevin Casby. You took away your...
Casby's still here with Price. You're talking about Price.
No, they got rid of Kaz.
Kaz is gone too now? Oh, great. What the fuck are you doing, Rays? Backing in.
All right, guys.
Go Marlins.
So our next big hit of the week, Nikita Kucherov for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Chad, what's going on?
All right, guys. This is not a trade because we know that last year that he signed a big contract to stay here in Tampa. He is out for the season with a hip surgery. Due to the fact this is only a 56-game season, had this been a regular season, he would be back after All-Star break. But short season, he's out for the season. What did Tampa Bay do to make up for it? They're bringing up prospects that have scored big in the AHL, and they also, I can't remember who it is, and I forgot to write it down. My bad. But they did go grab an all-star from another team that is close to a 30-goal scorer a year. Now, we have seen this happen before through periods of stretches. The Lightning can win. The Lightning can win without Stamkos. They can win without Kucherov. They can win without Kucherov and Stamkos off the ice at the same time. They've got the talent. Look who showed up big during the Stanley Cup Finals.
Braden Point. Sorry.
Braden Point. No, not even Johnson. Braden Point and Hedman. These are the two players that stepped it up and helped bring this cup home to Tampa. Kucherov wasn't a big factor in the scoring department. Stamkos came in, played 2 minutes of the whole Stanley Cup Finals, scored 1 goal with his only shot in the Stanley Cup Finals. So they have shown, Nikita Kucherov takes a lot of pressure off of other players, but you're going to have Stamkos back. If Stamkos goes down, you still got the step-up players. Anthony Cirelli, I'm looking at you, buddy. You just signed a 3-year deal, contract extension. You kind of disappointed me in the Stanley Cup Finals. I didn't know where you were at, but this is the season right here. You signed the contract. This is the season that you showed. This is why you're still here in Tampa. I'm not too worried about the Lightning. We still got the best goaltender in hockey right now, Andrei Vasilevskiy in net.
Yes.
And we still got the best rounded team in the NHL.
Sorry, gotta say it, guys. I'm Vasilevskiy all the way.
Nothing wrong with that. Part Russian probably. I'm going to sit here and disagree with him a little bit. It does scare me that Kucherov is out for the season. And, Stamkos the last couple years has been injury prone. I mean, we lose both these guys. We're losing 60 plus goals. I mean, between the two of them, 60 goals.
I would disagree a little bit. Stamkos hasn't been as much of a goal scorer, but he's still a team leader in the locker room. He makes a difference.
You know what? I mean, okay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Shaquille O'Neal was a team leader. LeBron James, that's what I'm calling him. And, Tommy Brady, whatever you want to call him. I'm worried about the fact that we've lost Kucherov. 30 plus goal scorer the last 3 years. I mean, hello, he led the NHL 2 years ago when we got our asses kicked by Columbus. And we all remember what happened 2 years ago if you're a Lightning fan. What happens if Stamkos goes down? Yes, Hedman is a good player. Johnson, Point.
McDonough.
Hedman, but you're talking about defensive players. You're talking about defensive players that do not score 30 goals. I mean, between Stamkos and Kucherov, and we have seen this, they can both score 30, 40 goals a season. But I'm a little worried. I'm not saying the Lightning... Please listen. I'm not saying the Lightning are in trouble. I'm a little worried. I'm still a Lightning fan. I still think we got the team to go all the way. I'm just worried.
Let's pay attention to something real quick. Tampa Bay Lightning the past 2 years have had five 20-plus goal scorers on their roster. That is 3 more than the average. That is 3 more than the average NHL team. Any NHL team would love to have 5.
And last year, 2 top scorers.
Okay, but it's happened to the Pittsburgh Penguins when they still won back-to-back championships. Crosby went out. And then their number 2 guy.
I'm just worried that... I'm just scared.
You were worried about them, too, a lot of times when I told you not to worry.
I know.
And I tell you, and I'm telling you, listen to the voice of reason. I have not steered you wrong with the Lightning. Every time you've called up worried, and I told you I'm not worried. They got this.
It's kind of the same thing with, and I'm not trying to cut you off again. It's the same thing with the Rays, actually. Every time whenever the Rays do something crazy like this, whenever they ship somebody good off, I think they're going to falter and crumble, and they say, Rays are back in the World Series. I'm not saying the Lightning are going to do it. It just does scare me whenever Kucherov is done for the season. 3 years in a row, at least 30 plus goals. And what happens if Stamkos just goes down? God, I don't know.
Can I intercede in this one?
Yes, please.
And state that NHL, like the NFL, there is something to be said for a good defense and a good goaltender when missing some of those prominent scores.
And Heather, I'm going to give you mad props on that, sweetie. You go right to head of the class on that. Because just like in baseball and in hockey, it don't matter if you have home field advantage or home ice advantage. It all depends on how good that goalie is. Or if you have an ace pitcher, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the ace pitcher can be on the road and, 10 strikeouts, 15 strikeouts, 20 strikeouts. Goalies, the same thing. You are absolutely true. In hockey and baseball, home field does not matter. Compared to the NBA,
the fans in the stands.
Compared to the NBA and NFL, really, if you have a good goaltender and if your pitcher's on that night, it really doesn't matter. I think
the players will tell you differently. The players will say they draw their strength from the fans.
Obviously,
and when the Lightning fans are going nuts, that's
Be the Thunder.
That's when Tampa Bay plays their best.
Yeah, I agree with you.
When the Lightning aren't doing good, the fans ain't quite in it. The team just seems to not get into it as good, and we see that in the home losses. But very rarely do they lose at home.
No, we've been one of the best road home teams in the last 5 years.
And that's because of the fans. There have been NHL teams that said they do one of the home ices that they hate to play at is in Tampa Bay, Amalie Arena, and they said it's not really much because of the Lightning, not just because the fans are so loud that they can't hear on the ice.
Plus, it's probably the humidity. Also, it does get a little warm down here. Sorry about your luck, Calgary Flames.
It's still an ice rink.
If you've ever been,
it's still 80 in April.
But if you have been to a Lightning game, whether it's in April or whether it's in the wintertime here in Florida, you go into Amalie Arena, it is pretty chilly in there, and it's loud. It's
And
loud.
Shobi at full capacity when Amalie Arena does not get packed.
Yeah, and it's
sold out.
And it's got the record in organized professional sports for the most sellouts.
It's got also to this day. Yeah, you got the New Year's Day game where they play all these NHL games outside outdoor stadiums, but the Tampa Bay Lightning still hold the NHL record for most attendance for an indoor crowd, and that was played where the Rays play it now. It used to be called the Thunderdome, but now it's called Tropicana Field. But Game 6, back in 1996, when the Lightning first made the playoffs against the Philadelphia Flyers, we hold the indoor capacity record at 47,000 fans for an indoor hockey stadium. So tell me that hockey doesn't work in Tampa. Fuck you, Canada. And there's the neighbor out there agreeing with me.
Alright, real quick, guys. I know it's not big. We're just into the seasoning. NBA opening week. We picked 10 teams to follow because, basketball just happens to be massive. Our standings right now, we got our LA Lakers standing at 2-2. We got
and the only reason why we're talking about the Lakers is because they are the defending champs. Other than that, I could really care less about the Lakers and LeBron Pussy James.
Well, I'm going to sit there and say, besides LeBron James and Mrs. Political Bitch, I'm sorry, LeBron, did I call you that? I do like the Los Angeles Lakers, and that they are an important franchise. I just think, LeBron, you want to be the first lady or the first bitch in the White House, then be my guest. Get out of basketball, go to Washington. Otherwise, do what the fucking goddamn franchise does. Pay you money to fucking make the basket at the end of the day. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
Then we have one of my favorite teams, the Boston Celtics. They're standing at 1-2 right now at the end of the week.
Not too bad so far. I mean, it's early.
Our Orlando Magic, 3-0.
Hell yeah. Fucking don't turn your back on this young team. Orlando fans, I want to hear you. The war on, I'm right down the road, 84 miles away, Tampa, Florida, 813-407. Let's get it on. Central Florida, let's rock.
All right, and we got our Miami Heat. They're at 1-1.
Yeah, they're still partying on South Beach. You can't, I can't blame them. I'd be doing the same thing too. What do you want to concentrate on? South Beach, basketball.
I'll stick to the Magic.
She would.
Our Toronto Raptors, 0-2.
Typical franchise that comes to Tampa. I don't care what you are. Toronto, obviously you're not a Tampa franchise, but, it's your inaugural season in Tampa, and all Tampa's teams in your first season in Tampa, you suck.
And, of course, I got to cover my other favorite team, the Chicago Bulls. Unfortunately, they're at 0-3 right now.
I'm supporting the Michael jersey.
All right, we got our LA Clippers standing at 2-1.
There's an LA team right there, up and coming, that I believe give the Lakers a run.
I'm going to say one thing real quick, and I know it's early this year, and I'm just going to go back to something last year. I really think the NBA Western Conference Finals should have been LA versus LA. I don't know what the hell happened to the Clippers. They got rid of Doc Rivers this year, or Rivers ain't no longer the coach. But you know what? You still have the talent. You still have a good foundation and not only that, if you play the Lakers in the finals, guess what? It's not like you're gonna have to travel that far. You both play in the Staples Center.
All right, so we also have our Milwaukee Bucks. They're at 1-2.
Milwaukee, you know what? Miami showed your true colors last year. You ain't that good. You know what? Pack it up, Milwaukee. Once again, you know what? You're going to just be like the Milwaukee Brewers. You're going to be a fucking memory.
Our Houston Rockets coming at 0-2.
I think that's a big shock right there because, obviously Harden, they got the good players. I don't know if Harden's still with the team, obviously, because there was talk about trade rumors. Houston, get your head out of your ass. This is like your last season to do anything. You've got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the Denver Nuggets. Houston, you have a problem, but hopefully you can ride the ship out. I still think you're at least the top 4 in the West.
And finally, wrapping it up, our Brooklyn Nets are in at 2-2.
I believe this is where Kevin Durant,
Kyrie Irving. I mean, no, this Brooklyn Nets team is going to take off. Kevin Durant, you've had a year off. You've signed. I mean, you were one of the best players. I mean, look what you did with Golden State. You are one of the best players, if not better than LeBron James, or LeBron James, as I like to call him nowadays. Brooklyn Nets, they will get their act together. Obviously, with their 2 top stars that they signed last year, just like with the Bucks and everything like that with Brady, it's going to take a little bit of time, but the Nets are going to be a team to reckon with in the East. I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to do a real quick little blurb here on NCAA football. We're going to go ahead and skip the Heisman Trophy right now. We're going to cover that on our next coming episode. But we do want to do a real quick cover on the upcoming Sugar Bowl on Friday.
And the Rose Bowl.
And the Rose Bowl. Let's go Sugar Bowl real quick for our viewers who missed episode 1.
Well, this is just once again, Clemson versus Ohio State, and go Tigers, go Tigers,
go
Tigers.
Clemson.
Yes.
And here's you, Ohio State. Your eye. That's all I gotta say.
And our Rose Bowl.
Our Notre Dame Fighting Irish
Go Irish.
versus the Alabama Roll Tide.
Go Irish.
Unfortunately,
tough game. Gotta be on your A game. You gotta take the opportunities that are given to you in this game. You can't do like you did in the ACC championship game and get in first and goal and come away with only 3 points.
three opportunities.
We need a flawless game. Get in their heads and pound away.
Yes. Play them like you played Clemson when you were at South Bend earlier this year. That is the game you have to play. You have to play that flaw. It could turn into one of them good old shootouts.
I'd love to see it.
It could be a barn burner.
Unfortunately, Notre Dame fans, I didn't go to a Catholic church. I didn't get any holy water. I definitely didn't go to Michael's and get any candles. And unfortunately, Touchdown Jesus is not going to be able to travel with you to Dallas. I really don't think they can get into a shootout, and we talked about this last week. I really just don't think Notre Dame can get into a shootout or afford to get into a shootout with Notre Dame or Alabama. I'm sorry. Do I think that Notre Dame can win this game? It's college football. One play can just change the whole momentum. These are kids. These ain't people getting paid millions and millions of dollars. So LeBron James, Russell Wilson, sit your asses down. These are kids playing for the love of the sport, for the reason to get paid on Sundays. It's gonna be a good game. I just want good. If this is what the college football has to offer us this year, I want good games.
And I'm willing to take it because these guys have heart. They have things our NFL players have forgotten.
Exactly. It's all about God dollar in the NFL, and that's bullshit. It's about the love of the game, and I'm not taking nothing away from any four of these teams.
And then I'm gonna say it's because I'm an Irish fan. I'm a Notre Dame fan.
I'm just plain Irish.
My brother told me earlier this year that no matter what, Notre Dame didn't have a prayer versus Clemson. No matter what. That's a statement. So we use a statement, no matter what. That means no matter what happens to Clemson, Notre Dame doesn't have a shot. That's what it means when you say no matter what. That's what that statement means. But then when Notre Dame beat Clemson, it went from they can't beat them no matter what to they had key players out. So I go back to, yes, It's an SEC team. Yes,
Dude.
SEC.
Not Clemson.
Alabama. I'm talking about. I'm talking about who we're playing. Alabama.
I'll bring up something real quick too. Also, that you've all talk about all year long. Also.
You know. So the thing of it is Notre Dame has to play their style of football. They have to control the clock. They have to set the tempo on defense. The defense has to win on the defense. It all starts on the defensive line. They can do it. This is like playing back in the day when you were playing against the Big Ten, who likes to rush, who's another big conference in the NCAA. SEC comes out to play football. Notre Dame has to come out to play football. Period. If my Notre Dame wants to win this game, they have to play flawless football. That's what I'm saying.
You know, and vice versa, what I said about Clemson, Fallas, Lames, the whole 9 yards, I'm going to sit there and go against what you said. Championships. Champions. If you are not a conference champion, why are you playing for the national championship? No offense, Notre Dame. Yeah, any other year, you'd be in the championship. But this year, you did not win your championship. You are not a champion.
How many times?
Should not be in there.
Hold on. Alabama has won the national title without being a champion. The SEC always puts two teams.
And I have agreed.
Two teams.
How many times?
So this time, now that it's Notre Dame, it's now.
No, I've agreed with you on everything about that. Don't go there.
No, but I'm saying
with you about
now that it's not two SEC teams, it's a problem.
When it's no.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's not.
Guys.
I want to know why is it all of a sudden no? I've agreed with you from the get-go. And just like in last week's episode, if you watch
we did agree.
8 championships, 8 champion teams.
Yeah. I'd like
Notre
to see
Dame is
the
not a
champion.
champion. No, they're
But
not.
it's not the way it is yet.
And
now it's a problem.
No, not with me. It's not.
If it had been
Not
Georgia
with me.
and Alabama,
No,
we would not be saying nothing about it being two SEC teams playing each other.
No, I agree.
Finally, not two SEC teams.
No,
in the
I don't give a fuck who it
play.
is. It could be the AAC. It could be USF versus fucking goddamn Boise State. Notre Dame is not a champion, and you said all year long the same thing I've said. If you're not a champion, you do not have a right to play. And you said it.
But we're not talking about that.
Yes, we are.
What we're talking about is the game that's being played.
Is the Notre Dame a champion?
We're talking about what the game is being played.
We do
Period.
agree.
.com.
We agree.
We've already agreed that I believe that it should be all champions.
Yeah, and
I said that last week. But we're not talking about that, Jay. We're not talking about that,
Notre
Jay.
Dame a champion?
Alright, guys, we had to take a little cool down moment. Things got a little heated. That's bound to happen. Everybody's passionate about a sport,
Yeah, the dog had to pee.
especially our football. We covered the Rose Bowl. We are all in agreement that the current ranking system sucks. However, this is the way it fell this year. So, as much as I hate Alabama, we're all in agreement with Go Notre Dame against Alabama because we all hate Alabama. However, we know what the odds are. Real quick, I want to do a quick cover of the Cotton Bowl because my man Jay here, his team Florida's playing. Go Gators.
Thank you. Coming from a Seminole fan.
Absolutely.
I could really, at the end of the day, I just going to the college football playoff real quick. I just want to see good games. As for the Oklahoma Florida game, only the second time in both schools' history they've ever played each other. Last time, Florida 24-14, BCS championship game. Let's just hope Florida can just stop the run tomorrow night. That's all I gotta say. Let's just hope they can stop the run tomorrow night, and hopefully Kyle Trask, whether he's gonna come back as next year or go into the NFL draft. I just hope the Gators have a good game, and I just once again between the two schools, they're both good schools. Let's have a good game.
And for me, I can, for once, as a die-hard, born and bred Noles fan, I am going to say, go Clemson, Go Irish, because I am Irish. I like to drink. I like to fight. And those... Love those bastards.
Although you fans from Australia, I gotta give you credit. Even though when I think the Irish can fucking suck down a few, you motherfuckers can drink.
And against everything in my better nature, go Gators. Good luck in that Cotton Bowl.
Orange and Blue Nation, she doesn't mean to jinx us, but you know what? It's never a bad thing to have an extra companion on board the train. Thank you, Heather, on that one. Thank you, sweetie.
So we're going to close out this episode 3. We've covered what we needed to cover. The Rays trade, Kucherov situation being out for the season, our 10 NBA teams that we decided to cover and their current standings after week 1, and our NCAA football. Not much to talk about there, but a recap for our viewers who missed episode 1. Please feel free to go back and see it. I'd like to invite everybody to like, share, subscribe. Go for it. We love you guys. These two brothers, they're passionate. Things get heated. They disagree. But it'd be boring if they agreed all the time.
Yeah, you know, I mean... Guys,
you want to say goodnight to our viewers on this one?
I just want to say once again, you know, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. New Year's is coming up. And whether you're watching college football, basketball, football, hockey, whatever... Just enjoy the sports, guys. Just enjoy sports. You know, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, sports takes us away from the problems of the rest of the world, like COVID, Biden, Harris, you know, that sort of shit. Yeah, me and him, we've always had heated debates about things. That's what brothers do. It is what it is. But you know, Happy New Year and be safe, guys. And hopefully you're not like JPP for the Bucks. And don't blow any fingers off.
Chad, you want to say goodnight to our viewers on this episode, please?
Alright, I hope everybody has a happy and safe New Year's. Thank you for tuning into this show. Please check out my other channel, CHP Paranormal Investigations. If you're into the paranormal, we got some cool stuff there, guys. You'll really enjoy it. Our investigations are completely uncut that you see there. There's no editing involved unless our camera hits the 20-minute mark. But
we're all real, we're raw, and you know, me and my husband, usually I'm the voice behind the camera there too, but we love what we do.
Can I say one thing about that video? I haven't seen a whole lot of their videos, but I tell you right now, folks, I'm also a big fan of the paranormal activity. I love hearing about, you know, ghost hunting and all this sort of stuff. This is a kick-ass fucking, you know, website or whatever I'm saying channel. Subscribe to it. You know, I mean, you don't know. I mean, you hear a little noise. Awesome. Just to like hear what they got to say, and they do say what they, you know, they speak the truth. Listen to it, subscribe to it, and also please subscribe to us also. Peace out.
And I want to remind our viewers, if you want to get in touch with two brothers, give them suggestions, things you like to hear about on the show, you can drop it in the comments, or you can email us at 2brothers.talksports1@gmail.com. That is the number 2brothers.talksports1@gmail.com. Likewise, you can hit us up for our paranormal investigations on chp.paranormal.16@gmail.com. Love you guys.
Heather, by the way, are you still gonna like drive by me while I'm walking home?
I might. All right, and we'll be back here in a little bit with episode 4.